Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and we've got another prize picks video for you. We're going to be talking about the NBA slate on December 13th, Wednesday. We've got 9 games. Should be a lot of fun. Some good matchups here that we're excited about. But before we get into that, if you've never tried prize picks, use our promo code at the bottom of the screen, and they'll double your first deposit up to $100. Whatever amount you put on, they'll just match it. So if you go for the full 100, you'll get 200 to play with. Just use that code and they'll hook you up with the deal. And if you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. We're running a lot of different types of shows. This is our first look show. When the board is just beginning to get populated, we find value that will likely be bumped up or moved or removed the following day. And then once the board is fully populated the day of the slate, we run another show with extra picks that we're excited about once everything fills out. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed and you'll be notified as soon as we drop videos with fresh picks. And we've got more content we're working on that we'll be getting after pretty soon. So we're going to do a recap real fast of our picks from the December 12th slate. So I had taken in the first look show, I took Devin Booker over 40.5 PRA. He ended up going for 43, so we cashed on that. And then in that same video, I took Anthony Davis over 44.5 PRA. He ended up cashing on that at 48. And then in the daily show, I had Taurean Prince over 2.5 rebounds. He ended up going for 4. And I had Donovan Mitchell over 32 points and rebounds. He ended up going for 35. What about you, Jordy?
Yeah. So you just named off all 4 of yours, right?
Yeah, I did.
Cool.
All 4 of them.
Okay. So yeah. So to get started, so I took Draymond Green for over his points, rebounds, and assists. And the only thing he did was punch Nurk in the face and get ejected. So
that was ridiculous.
That was fun. So he's probably going to be.
You called that too.
Yeah, I was like,
you were apprehensive about it when we were talking, and you're like, unless he just gets ejected or something.
Yep.
I'm like, yep, that happens.
I don't know. He's in demon mode right now, but
he is.
So I also took Klay Thompson, and we ended up taking Klay Thompson today. I took his points and assists for over 18.5. He needed 19 to cash. He had 7. He shot 2 for 10 from the floor and 1 of 8 from 3. So that was awesome. And then I took Bradley Beal for over 4 rebounds. Honestly, this is just a bad pick in my opinion by me. I apologize for that one. It was his first game back, and I should have given it a little bit to see how he would readapt. And he does look a little slow right now. He played great shooting the ball, for what they needed tonight. But just on the rebounding, he looked a little timid to get up there and get after the boards. So, that's not his typical play style. So that was just my bad. I should have given that another game to see. But it was super juiced. So, it was just kind of, I let the odds get the best of me on that one. And then I took Jaylen Brown for over his points and assists at 24.5. And thank God he had a good game. He went for 29. He almost cashed this in the first half. He had a slower second half, but he got it done for us. So I was happy on that one.
Yeah. With the Bradley Beal pick, I wouldn't even call that a bad pick, honestly. If you wouldn't have taken it, I was going to take it because he not only were the odds in his favor, he had just went for 8 in his last game, and he never goes under 4, So yeah, maybe in hindsight, give it a game to see how he's doing. But I just think the ball didn't bounce his way as much this past game. But yeah, I was going to be all over that if you didn't take it. So don't feel bad, man. It just happens sometimes.
Sure.
So we ended up going 5 for 8, or 5 and 3, on those picks. And, we were actually with our picks yesterday, we ended up, we wanted to mention, we have our first partnership, and, with all of those picks, we actually utilized, the daily fantasy tools from Daily Grind, who is our new official partner. We're really excited to be working with them. And they have this awesome DFS optimizer And it has been really awesome to help us find value pretty quickly. We're always wanting to compare different odds makers. Well, this actually gives you a breakdown of, you can kind of customize it to however you'd like to look at the board, but it lets you know exactly what's on Prize Picks. And you can see the line on Prize Picks, and then you can look over here and you can see all your odds makers. So you have BetMGM, DraftKings, Caesars, FanDuel. And so all of those picks, I got a sweep. And all of those were all of those plays were put on my radar using Daily Grind. So we're pretty excited to be working with them, and we're going to be using them moving forward. And we use them tonight to get a little head start on these first look plays. So if you're interested in checking them out, there's a link in the description of the video, and we have a promo code backdoor. If you just put that in at checkout, they'll give you 25% off your first month. So if that's something you're interested in checking out, just go for it. The link is in the description. But let's get into these picks now. So to get us started, I'm going to be going with turnovers prop. And I like, I hope I'm saying his name right, Asir Thompson. I'm probably not saying that right, but he's the power forward for the Detroit Pistons. And I like him to go over 1.5 turnovers. He hasn't done this very often lately, but he has actually done this a decent amount of times over a 10-game period. And the matchup is what really gets me excited about it. Going up against Philly, I think he's going to have a little bit of trouble here. And if we look at what he's averaging, turnovers-wise, he's averaging over a turnover per game. So 1.3 per game, and that's even with his last 2 games not getting many turnovers. But if you look before that, we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, and then 5 up here. And so I feel good about him going over here. And like I said, with the matchup, if you look at, I'm sorry, I said power forward. He's a small forward. That's my bad. I need to just start saying forward or guard, because we talk about so many positions, we get him confused sometimes. But if we look at what Philly is doing to small forwards, they're getting over 3 turnovers per game just from small forwards. So that's a really tough matchup for him. And if we go over to Daily Grind here, it's one of the top plays. Their calculation here is that it's got a 54.14% chance of going over. And if we look at BetMGM right here, it's at a -140. So BetMGM is one of our favorite odds makers. We think they're the most consistent at where they set their odds. So when we see something juiced on BetMGM, we get pretty excited. So I'm going to be rolling with that for the over. And then my next play is going to be a rebounds prop. And let me see here. I'm going to be going with David Roddy here to go over 4.5 rebounds. He's been doing this regularly. I feel really good about him going over again here. So we're going to take him for more. And if we take a look at what he's been doing, over his last 10 games, he's averaging 25.3 minutes per game, and he's cashing about 4.9 rebounds per game. So if he just does what he's been doing for the last 10 games, he's going to hit this. And then if we look at his matchup against Houston, they're allowing 10 rebounds a game to power forwards. So that's a killer matchup there. And if we jump over to Daily Grind and we look at the odds here, we got BetMGM at a -135. We got Caesars at -139. And just across the board, all the odds makers are favoring this to go over. So we like this to hit as well. So those are the 2 I'm going to be taking. What do you got for us, Jordan?
All right, yeah, so to get me started, I'm going to be going right back to a play I've been going to a lot this year. I'm going to be going to Jabari Smith Jr. for over his rebounds and assists. This guy's been on a heater lately with this category. I've been watching him a lot, and every time I watch him play, he's so aggressive on the glass, and that's what I love to see from, a big, lengthy power forward like him. He's been just dominating. I mean, he's gotten He's getting 32 minutes a game. He's averaging 10.3 rebounds and almost 3 assists per game. So, I've seen him do this against really good teams, and at this point I'm like starting to think he's kind of matchup proof. He put up 15 rebounds and assists twice on Denver when Jokic was in play, and then he did this to OKC. He had 18 rebounds and 1 assist, and against San Antonio in the last game he had 12 rebounds and 5 assists. So he's just kind of found his groove at what he's good at. He's a decent scorer as well, but his rebounds and assists are just too money. If we go over to the daily grind and look at what they got for this, they've got it at a minus 121, and MGM and DK and them have it at a minus 123 / minus 120 with a 50% chance to go over. But he's gone over this in 8 out of his last 10 games. So I really feel comfortable with this one. This is one I play almost every time just because I trust him. Like, if you just look at the last, 5 games here, he's gone over it in 4 out of 5. So against pretty tough teams too. And if we look at his matchup going against Memphis here, let's see. So Memphis is giving up 10 rebounds and 4 assists to power forward. So I think this is a pretty decent matchup for him. If he's getting 32 minutes, I think we're going to be okay here. And, I don't see Jaren Jackson and those guys giving him too tough of a time when he's been doing this against people like Jokic and stuff. So I like him to go over here. And then for my next pick, I'm going to be going with a points and rebounds prop. I'm going to go with Joel Embiid here for 45.5 for the over. And, he's been a absolute monster. And I know they're playing Detroit. And if we look at the over-under, there is some blowout potential here. It's a 235 over-under with an 11.5 point spread. But Detroit is really good at, in pace. I think they're in the top 10 with pace. So Philly has proven to, when they're favored to blow a team out, they either blow them out or they let them just stay in it the entire time. We've seen it over and over with Washington. Yes, they did blow them out in the last game, but the 2 games before that, they kind of let them hang around. So the crazy thing is last time they played Washington, I think they beat them by 46 points, and Embiid played 30 minutes still. So he's getting those minutes. I think he's really wanting to get MVP this year. It's kind of obvious that he's trying to milk some of these minutes and these stats. And if we look at it over here on Daily Grind, it's super juiced. This is a minus. They've got it at a minus 142 to go over. BetMGM has it kind of even, and then DK has it at a minus 125. But it's a 54.42% chance to go over. So I'm just digging this. I mean, it's Embiid. We've all seen what he's been doing. If we look at his last 10 games, 35 minutes, 34 points, and 11 rebounds. If he just hits his average points and rebounds, he's going to go over this. So I think it's kind of a no-brainer for me, against a pretty lackluster defense. If we look at what Detroit's given up to just any given center here, they're not super terrible, but they're not great by any means. Where are we at? Detroit. So they're giving up 22.4 points, but 14.5 rebounds a game. So, it's Embiid. I think he'll give us 30 points with the way he's been playing. He's flirting with a triple-double every night too. But I just think his points and rebounds are pretty juiced here. So that's the 2 I've got tonight.
Awesome. So yeah, that's the 4 we're rocking with for first look. We'll have more once the board fills out tomorrow. Again, if you want to check out our partner Daily Grind, there's a link in the description to the video. And if you want to take advantage of that discount, use promo code BACKDOOR. It's just one word when you are at checkout, and they'll hook you up with 25% off your first month. All right, guys. So have a great day, and we will catch you in the next video.
Good luck, guys.